Well, it's now 8:21 p.m. It's still Thursday, March 23rd, 2023. So throughout the day, um, I did quite a bit of shorts videos, and I wrote one short story. And yeah, I said it's 8:21 p.m., right? Okay, so I just peeped outside, and it was raining, and my phone got the alert to say that lightning just struck. Or that within 10 minutes away worth of distance or whatever. So this morning in the middle of the night, or this morning somebody donated me $25. So you know, so all I ate today was so far I had, well, let me back up. I think I didn't get to fall asleep until like 5 something. The moment I talk about sleep here, I got a yawn. Excuse me. Excuse me. 5:30 or 6 o'clock or something. I went to sleep, and then I woke up right after. I think it was 10:06 a.m. this morning when I woke up, and then um I didn't eat right away, but later on I drank the last bit of the milk and that big Texas cinnamon roll and a bag of sour cream and onion Lay's chips. So that was so-called breakfast. And then it was about 3:45 this afternoon, and my body started to feel weak and shaky. I felt like I didn't even want to step outside. So um what happened was I I had I didn't care if it was cross the highway. I mean, not highway. I guess is that highway or cross? You know, like the busy street. I just didn't feel like being perp today. Wow, I hear the moment I said I just didn't feel like being perp today. I hear thump 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 boom boom boom, loud music, loud bass music, and now they're trying to make my teeth hurt. Right now they shoot my teeth, I guess, with energy weapons. So I ordered something to eat, and I ordered it was beans and rice with shrimp, and it like red beans, rice, and shrimp, and it was a small thing of cornbread, and the piece of regular bread that comes with it was bigger than the cornbread that you had to pay for. But it was a nice huge bowl of flavorless red beans and rice and sausage and shrimp. But I think everything, you know, I just didn't. I mean, I'm sitting here trying to mentally run away from the being stressed out, with the gang stalking. So I mean, the delivery was free, but I had to pay a service fee, and then only 2 cents of tax. But service fee of $3, but everything was still under $15. So but I got my refund from Uber Eats from, I think it was yesterday. I don't order food every day or all the time, but I mean, it's close to me. It looked like I might have to leave out of here and be back on the streets. And it's supposed to be bad. As I said, I've been letting everybody know that it's supposed to be really bad weather, like 80 or 90% chance of rain tomorrow, and then switch back and forth between rain and 30-degree weather and cold and all that. So I have been, as I said, I've been trying since Tuesday or something. Monday or Tuesday, I've been trying to ask for help. Today's Thursday. So tomorrow morning, I mean, I was trying to get help if multiple people can pitch in with $400. Um, but it's like me being targeted and the false rumors that the perps, abusive narcissistic perps and fake TI perps have said about me. It's the reason why people could help, but they don't want to because of the lies that they heard. So they don't want to support my short stories or my writings or nothing. So and like they'll, like, after me exposing their abuse, they'll make it like as if God is causing me to reap what I sow. You know, I mean, you really think that people who are homeless, that they're homeless because they deserve it, because they did some XYZ bad to somebody, when they have all these rich people who did fucked up, grimy shit to others? I mean, and with no consequence, and they're living life like as if they never did anything wrong. But all I did was say that you did XYZ, treated me mean or whatever, and all of a sudden I deserve quote unquote karma, or that I did people, that I'm the one who go around treating people like shit and doing people dirty, when I fight against you trying to be controlling. So it's like I just about give up on. I mean, I feel like it's like 2017 all over again with me applying for so many jobs, and it's a waste of time, bus fare and all that, to try to go get jobs and everything, and filling out hundreds of job applications, and like, what's the point anymore? So to go out of your way to fill out applications and go do interviews, fingerprinting, just to not get the job. Excuse me. Just to end up not being able to get the job. And that right there causes, I feel burned out. I feel burned out. So, I mean, I'm sitting here, and I feel like, damn. I mean, I feel bad to have to ask people for that much money every week to stay out of bad weather, when the system is so messed up, and then the gang stalking network is blocking me from making my own money. It feels like a alternative form of, undeserved jail or prison. But as I said, the narcissistic, control freak, popular fake TI perps, if they claim that they're being persecuted, if they're going through the same thing I'm going through, it's called being persecuted for God's glory. The religious narcs. But when it comes to me, I'm going through what I'm going through because God don't like ugly, and I do everybody so dirty. So if I put a stop to a guy trying to rape me, don't y'all know that people would call me a dirty dog for that? But I'm stupid if I'm not powerful enough to fight back. Or if he overpowers me while I'm trying to fight back, oh, I'm stupid and I allowed it to happen. So if you tell the truth about somebody did something like that to you, and then the narcs who weren't there will turn it around and lie and say that you were the one who initiated it. And I'm like, I'm not even looking for people like that anyway. I'm a loner. I stay to myself, and you know, and they got their own false assumptions about me. But it's like I'm about to be back on the streets tomorrow. Even in here, I'm considered homeless. I don't have a fixed address, and they're making it like as if they got just nothing but waiting lists everywhere. If they got waiting lists everywhere and no housing anywhere, some people try to make it like there's no housing period in Pensacola, even for the rich folks. And they get mad and say that people need to stop moving down here, or but people are tired of the cold weather. I'm already a southerner. So, you know, I feel like I gotta be forced to get out of my peace and away from, peace and quiet, and get out of my comfort zone, and pack up tonight. Pack up and get prepared to leave out of here tomorrow. And then just deal with the gang stalking all over again. So it's like, so I mean, well, I'll finish telling what happened today. So I ordered, the red beans and stuff, and they had an illegal named Atlanta, an illegal Mexican perp named Atlanta. He delivered the food. See, it says special weather statement issued for your location. I mean, so it was a guy who delivered the food and had the fake name Atlanta. Well, nothing was wrong with my food, but that's the gang stalking games that they play. And he acting like he didn't know any English at all. And then they had a bunch of perps outside. I was forced to go outside and get my stuff. And he acting like he couldn't find, and I mean, and it's like the last couple of times I, ordered, even yesterday, I had to freaking come out of my room and go all the way downstairs. Well, yesterday I didn't have to go outside, but y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? The thunder? So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was a guy with the fake name Elena, Spanish for Helen, I guess. Elena. And that's a guy. And I had to come outside, and and then one person was perping with the red shirt, and they had these people kind of yelling at him. And they were all sitting down at the table outside downstairs, smoking fake crusty dirty satanic evil cigarettes and all that. So he gave me my food, and then I went. Then I'm surprised because it was a black guy. He was very well dressed, and like very professional and well dressed, and he was like extremely excited and happy and more than glad to give me a roll of toilet paper with for free with no problem. That was my first time seeing him since being here. So then I just went back upstairs and ate my food. Like I started working on the short story before I ordered the food because I started to feel weak and not feel really good. And so oh, I can hear the rain. Like I can hear the rain. So so I had to even suffer out in the cold and rain out here. Out here in Cincinnati. I had to suffer out in the cold and rain, quite a few nights. But, I don't even know if I can put out, like, if they say it costs $1,100 or something a month to stay here. Um, well, paying for 3 weeks here, since it was by the week, I don't think they were prorated to as if I would have stayed here for a month and let me stay here, but for the rest of the month. But it's like, so I wish they would prorate and convert it. um, that if you pay like close to $400 for for if you pay close to $400 for 3 weeks, and then like say for the fourth week, it would be nice if that could be like a very discounted or prorated rate for the month. But now I think they keep it individually for the week. But otherwise, I don't have. Shucks, I have almost $25 in the bank at the moment, and 93 cents in cash. And part of that money, I'm like tonight, I'm gonna wash the other outfit. I gotta wash the other outfit of clothes, the dirty clothes, and then pre-pack and take out the trash, and I feel bad about food getting thrown away. If I have to leave, I would have no choice because I can't give opened food to other people. So I would have to. I feel bad to have to throw it away. Whatever is left over, like the broccoli and stuff. I didn't know it was gonna be that big. And no, I can't take it with me because that's frozen broccoli, and I wouldn't have any place to put it. Or how else am I gonna use it? So I have to pre-pack and pre-clean for tomorrow, because I feel like if it's Thursday night right now, and I don't even have $30, then you know I would be shocked if I went to sleep and then woke up at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and realized that somebody had that. If multiple people, like say for example, if say hold up, if 4 people would have donated $100 or so, but I don't even think that's likely. If between now and tomorrow, if anybody was, sent me much of anything. And I feel ashamed to be forced to live like this. I feel ashamed to be forced to have to live like this as undeserved punishment. And feeling like such a huge burden. And the online perps want to falsely make me feel like I'm committing a crime and doing something wrong. Do y'all hear how dangerous the weather is outside? And I've physically shown people of myself suffering in bad weather in Pensacola, and people sadistically did not care. They shadow banned me and suppressed my videos trying to seek help. Thumbs down all my videos, falsely report all my videos, and everything else. And I'm sitting here, feeling weak and shaky, can't even keep balance, suffering vertigo, sleep deprivation, and dealing with, I don't even know. It feels like I'm on it now, but like my body has been feeling terrible all week for the preparation for the woman's monthly visitor, menstruation. I'm going to tell TMI because I got to be forced to be on the doggone streets tomorrow. And, I had to put up with abusive narcissistic perps if they would yell at me and get an attitude and falsely accuse me of being nasty. So hopefully I would like to take a shower both and brush my teeth both tonight and tomorrow, hoping that I can be extra fresh. Because if I got to be on the streets tomorrow, then I don't know when the next hotel opportunity will be until, see, I'm hearing loud music, loud bass music. See that? Yeah, some idiot is blasting loud music right outside, causing me distress. So it's like the perps don't even want to see you getting any support. And you know what? I'm glad that nobody on other people's end, that nobody can see who donates to my Venmo, or well, I don't know about the Venmo, but nobody can see who donates to my Cash App, and nobody can publicly see who donates to my PayPal. But because if they see that you supported or donated, they would try to convince you not to support me anymore. If you fight back and defend me, then they will devour and attack you. They would devour and attack. They would devour and attack you, and eat you up like a total wolf. And then attack you so bad that you end up turning against me and felt like, well, damn, it wasn't worth the persecution and the torture to help Candy. So I don't know. Some people, if they be like, well, don't tell nobody I donated to you. You ain't got to worry about that because you ain't got to worry about that. Because if they want to say, well, don't let nobody know that I donated, well, you ain't got to worry about that, because um that more perps act like as if they're on a look. The online perps were stalking my GoFundMe several times a day, and I don't even know if I have kind of a somewhat high amount of views on that Go Get Funding, and it's just so random and rare. um it's random and rare whenever I get help on the Go Get Funding, in which they take out a large hunk of fees. As I said, if somebody were to donate $350 to the Go Get Funding, they take a whole $25, and then PayPal takes like another $6 or something like that, which will leave me like $319. But so I don't ever think that I got a $200 Cash App donation, but I think maybe the most I ever got for a Cash App donation, 125 or 150. But sometimes the bigger donations be the PayPal, and that's even more rare, to get bigger donations or bigger help. But Venmo, I guess I started to get. I mean, I had a Venmo for a long time and got only one donation in 2020 over the summer. Nothing on Venmo until this year, and I got a few donations on Venmo this year. But I think if you want to, you have the option to make it private. So I feel like it's miraculous that still anybody support me, and that they believe the truth about what I'm going through. But I hate that the perps want to brainwash me to feel like I'm a liar and feel ashamed and false guilt, and make me feel like I'm doing something wrong because they want me punished. But I'll tell you one thing. One way to cure mental illness: give people fucking housing and give them whatever job that makes them happy. And if they want to be free from neighbors from hell, let them have the freedom to be away from neighbors from hell. Or let's start prosecuting neighbors from hell and treating them like it should be a crime to be neighbors from hell. And that's why one of the reasons why a lot of people will end up homeless in the first place. One of the reasons. I know that's the cause of me ending up homeless. And torture me with energy weapons so bad I couldn't even live in my own place. So even if you had a permanent residence, you got to end up being away from there and being forced to live like a homeless person overnight anyway. And they wait till nighttime a lot of times to ramp up the attacks. Like when I was living in Greenville, South Carolina, what they would do is sometimes everything will be quiet and fine during the day. Then the direct energy attacks and noise campaigns would kind of start after 7 p.m., like right when I'm trying to eat dinner and stuff or cook dinner. And then they get even worse after 11 p.m. and all night long. And then mainly Thursday night through Sunday night is pretty bad. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, I used to be able to get my peace and quiet. Oh, it says Storm Prediction Center. Risk of severe weather in your area within the next, hold up, 24 hours. Yeah, risk of severe weather in your area within the next 24 hours. Special weather statement issued for your location. Special weather statement has been issued. See, all these weather alerts, and I got to be back on the streets. And I'm angry that, there's no low income housing and no disabled housing. I hate that low income housing. I hate it because people in the hood, they don't care to know how to act civilized. They're very worldly, secular, and blasting super loud music. You heard the door slam? They blast super loud music all day, every day. Never an ounce of peace and quiet. And then they be druggies in the hood or the projects or whatever. And then they'll try to make it like that's black culture. No, that's enslavement. That y'all were brainwashed to believe that this is black culture, to be low class, ignorant, and ghetto and uncivilized. But it's like, but then they keep black people in that mindset. If they feel like, oh, if you acting like a thug, that's more of a reason why people wouldn't give you a job, and then they resort to crime and stuff. But it's like, but I heard that the elites, like I heard that there was an elite conspiracy to ruin the black community through rap music. And in my True DVD for Christians, I have information on that too. I have information on that. So but you'll get shot and killed for telling somebody at 2:00 in the morning that, hey, excuse me, can you turn your music down, while they're blaring music so loud that nobody can hear. You can feel it from 8 blocks away. You can't even hear yourselves talk. And they'll mindlessly shoot like police without even thinking if you confront them about the loud noise and the loud music. And then people will falsely say, well, Candy thinks she's too good to live in a low-income neighborhood. I've been doing it. I've been forced to do it and doing it all my life. Never lived in high-income neighborhood. Never lived in a gated, not me, never lived in a gated community with, a balcony, or patio or none of that. With the dishwasher in the kitchen. Yeah, I never really got to, yeah, everywhere I live. Well, I not everywhere I live was the hood, or but almost everywhere pretty much that I live, like in New Orleans Towers, was low income and disabled. In Algiers, that was my first place on my own. And the foster mom, she thought she was too good to go and come and visit me over there. But my twin sister lived in the hood too, in Fate Gretna. close to Terrytown. I guess it was Terrytown or close to Terrytown where she was living at, her first apartment. But that place, she acting like as if she was being perped really bad over there, but neither one of us knew about gang stalking. But the way she described things made it like as if they were perping her really, 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 really bad and sabotaging and setting her up. But then she was doing things to me. So like she would say that they would enter in her apartment while she was gone, or that they would do cruel, dirty things and stuff. So, but then she ended up living in a house, and then after Hurricane Katrina, it seemed like she'd been living a high life ever since. But yeah, I heard rumors about her living in condos in Atlanta and all that. But me, New Orleans Towers was considered a very bad neighborhood, a very dangerous area in Algiers. That was my first place, part of New Orleans. They call that the 15th Ward, but nobody calls it the 15th Ward. They call it Algiers. But the 7th Ward is the 7th Ward, part of New Orleans. So, or like the 3rd Ward, Magnolia, baby. So stuff like that. But I don't even know New Orleans all that much like I should, because the foster mom kept us overly sheltered. So even though I'm born and raised in New Orleans and New Orleans native, I don't know all that much of New Orleans like I should. Like, I don't even know, I can't even locate all the wards. Like, I know where the 9th Ward is, and I know where the 7th Ward is. Kind of don't even know where the 6th Ward and the 8th Ward is. I know where Uptown is, but I couldn't tell you. I guess Uptown is the 17th Ward, but say the 13th Ward, I couldn't tell you. I don't know where that's at. I think they say Mystical was from the 12th Ward. I think Magnolia Projects used to be 12th Ward. I don't remember. But I don't want to get stuff wrong or mixed up. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't even know all of my way around, especially like, I mean, I recently kind of learned my way, you know, within the past few years, learned my way around Uptown, New Orleans, and don't even know all those neighborhoods. And like Washington Avenue, I'm kind of not even familiar. I mean, I've been there a couple of times, but I'm not even really familiar with that area. And I can't even tell you where it's at exactly. But out in the east, I couldn't tell you really about that either. But the UNO area where I graduated from, that university, I'm not gonna say I know that area very well, but I kind of know that area a little bit, you know. But I mean, so New Orleans Towers, they shut it down during like right after Hurricane Katrina. And every now and then I still have creepy nightmares and dreams about that place. So New Orleans Towers was the first place I lived at. Excuse me. So that was the projects. Well, not the projects, but it was low income disabled housing, and it was the hood. And then they had, like, right across the street, they had Forest Park Apartments and Devonwood Apartments or something like that. And so like, I used to have a neighbor named Mary, who used to always blast super loud music. But then I heard she passed away. I don't know if she got murdered or if she just died. But like some years later, her husband sexually wanted me. Like, gross. No, no. So after New Orleans Towers, I went through what I went through, but I had a nice apartment in Milwaukee after Hurricane Katrina. It was a big, huge place, but it was $579 a month, and I thought I was gonna. They lied to us for Hurricane Katrina and gave us false promises that we would be able to get a good job, but they lied and made false promises that we would get back on our feet and that there are a lot of jobs. They lied about it. So I ended up, Wyatt sat there and set me up and let me get an expensive apartment and didn't, come on, man. See what they're doing? So they're getting some dosage of perpin right before I can. Yeah, so they getting some dosage of perp. Like, this is the most bothered I've been up in here. Look, all the stuff all what they're doing. And people want to talk about, oh, Candy do all these long videos and she can't even stay on topic. Well, distractions like that is what take me off topic. So, I mean, Wyatt and that girlfriend Toya, they never told me, they never told me that of any low income cheaper places I can get. But they got a $400 apartment together. And neither one of them had a job at that time. And so Wyatt he wasn't even a good brother to suggest, I didn't find out until after, they moved in there, that they got this $400 place. And I'm like, y'all didn't even tell me. So when we got into arguments, he would try to be like, yeah, you got that expensive ass apartment because of that pool or whatever. I'm like, well, you didn't tell me where the cheaper ones were. So I was forced to break the lease. Because, see, they lied to me and said that I would get good jobs and stuff like that and made everything sound so promising. And I was still young. And that was being gang stalked really bad in Milwaukee, too. And Wyatt was a perp, acting like a perp then. And my nephew, John, and Riri, Wyatt poisoned their head and had them acting like perps. So Wyatt is the type that will pay somebody to destroy you. And then act like a cowardly, scary bitch. And that's why I call him a dirty bitch, and I call him Dirty Wanda. So I mean, he had that $400 place and set me up to waste money for a place way in a different city. It was still Milwaukee County, but a different city, and was far from where they were living at. And it's like, I don't know why Wyatt set me to go over there to live with John and Riri at first. And I was trying to get the hell on out of there because, like, more than once, I think almost every night they were shooting. Because I heard that John screwed over a lot of people and he owed a lot of people money. And so Wyatt told me hurry up and duck down there shooting. And I'm like, damn, we just went through Hurricane Katrina and now we got to go through this? Like, what the hell? I got out of there as fast as possible and got my own place. And they thought I was crazy for getting my own place because they didn't have me to leech off anymore with the FEMA money, Red Cross money, and any other income or money. So Wyatt was like, yeah, you wasted $579 a month on that nice expensive place just for that pool. I'm like, no, because you didn't tell me where all the cheap places were, and you just sat there and left me to set me up to fail. So if it weren't for my Hurricane Katrina suffering, that could have had grace and mercy enough to not put that lease breaking on my record. So they let me out of the lease, and I couldn't afford to stay there anymore. And Wyatt was he was bullying her and harassing me and trying to set me up for months. Him and his girlfriend Toya, who they shared with my twin sister and the biological cousin Blake, and rumored to other family members. So then I ended up living back with John and Riri, and I think they moved into a different place. And I think that was a different place. And that was when, around the time, like in November, John was still in my car, and then I would wake up and the keys and my car gone, and I would put my keys in my pocket and still like wake up with the car gone and my keys gone, and he would be gone with my car for days at a time. John was a total damn criminal, but Wyatt told John and Riri how to fuck over and screw over and take advantage of me. But then one day Riri, who's the I hate that word, John's baby mama, she woke up and realized that was the way that they had, was wrong. So Riri honestly paid me back from the money that she took. I mean, I think she paid back all of what she owed me, or a nice bit of what she owed me. But I mean, it's like they were, cheating, screwing over me with thousands of dollars. And Wyatt, he paid me back $400 of what he took from me. But I mean, as I said, John narcissistically felt like he didn't owe me shit. But I mean, their whole entire family just messed up, And so then, after Milwaukee, I lived back with the foster mom, dealt with some abuse, and then, lived in New York in that shelter, then a transitional housing. They wouldn't let me get a job. They wouldn't let me be independent. So the third apartment I ever got was after I was in Denton, Texas, living with Mark, and Mark fraudulently and illegally had a nice ass townhouse he was living in, and still taking my money. When you had a car, motherfucker. And I ended up in a homeless shelter at the Salvation Army in Denton, Texas, and they abused me and set me up, and I came this close to getting wrongfully arrested and going to jail. They set me up and perped and abused me and trashed my bed area because I refused to go to their fake ass church. Real Christians don't do that. And so I was wrongfully banned forever because I didn't want to go to their fake church. And so then I finally, student loan money came in because Mark pushed me up to go to college, back to school, not for my own benefit, but so he can have an opportunity to just take more student loan money from me. And all the money got to go to him. And so, I ended up in a depression behind me being just financially fucked over and left and right and couldn't have anything for myself. Like, even before Katrina, biological family members, including my twin sister, all of them well, not all of them, a lot of them, using and taking advantage of my student loan and Social Security check, and and I didn't have the strength to, or the knowledge. I mean, I didn't realize I had the right to say no. I didn't realize I had a right to stand up to them and put a stop to what they were trying to do. And they ruined my credit, and I'm in high financial debt behind, them taking advantage of me. And they rub it in my face and brag about how all their loans are paid off and they got good jobs and everything. So, after living in Denton, Texas for 4 years, it was like somewhat, I mean, I don't think it was really that rough, because it was right, like 10 minutes walking distance from the college, from the university, excuse me. And I used to walk home at 2:00 in the morning safely with no threats of being robbed or nothing. But people try to falsely say that was the hood and the ghetto, but they had a few ghetto black people, but the majority of those people were Indian from India or Pakistan or Sri Lanka or somewhere, studying like engineering and all that. But they had a few blacks and a few whites. And so after what I went through in Denton, Texas, I had to be homeless in Los Angeles, and I had that Section 8 home that was in the hood. They call that South Central LA. Manchester, McKinley, where I used to live at. 8504 McKinley Avenue, where I used to live at. And then after that, I mean, of course I had to deal with shelter life, like homeless shelter, and I was only on the streets like 1 or 2 nights, but transitioning between transitional shelters, regular shelters, and transitional housing, and then got my Section 8 and stayed there for a few years and I plan to live there forever, for the rest of my life, and never move. But I was forced to, break the lease because of the gang stalking. And that ruined my credit even further. So I feel like I wanted to cry tears of joy when I just found out that my credit is 700. But what can I do? I'm homeless. I can't do nothing. But it took me almost exactly 7 years for my credit to be back to 700. So then I homeless on the streets for 9 days, then stayed by the biological brother Pete for a couple of weeks, and then stayed excuse me, then I had a Section 8 home for a year in Greenville, South Carolina. And then due to the gang stalking, I was forced to move. And I had some traumatizing stuff that happened. I couldn't stay there. I was sexually assaulted in Malden, and the police and everybody, they let that guy get away with lying. Like, it's like I never in my life had nothing happen like that before. The guy sexually assaulted me. I called the police on him. I don't even remember his name, but I do remember his description. But he offered to help me take some stuff to my storage unit. And then afterwards, he sexually assaulted me, and I called the police on him. And it was at my storage unit in Malden, South Carolina. And so then after that, we had to go to court immediately. And I had a fake an abusive narcissistic Pentecostal narcissist. What was her name? Something. I forgot what her first name, but her last name was Patterson. And she was supposed to be a victim advocate. And what she did was they all forced me to shut up in court and wouldn't allow me to say anything, while they let him lie his ass off and play like he was the victim. And then the guy is still riding the bus with me and running free. They always let the rapist or sexual assailant or whatever, they always let them get away with it. So, and it's like, what kind of victim and advocate is this, that y'all advocating and defending the perp and not me? And I never in my life heard of no shit like that, to have to go to court immediately after you, like, I don't even know if that was a gang stalking setup, because I never heard of that, and that was just weird. And they let him off, and they try to make like, if I didn't shut up in court, then I was gonna go to jail. But they pretended to fake. I mean, when you're dealing with a rape or domestic violence and stuff, it seems like they want to try to butter you up with all these snacks and food treats and stuff like that, like whatever junk food you want. And then turn around and later on make it like they think you're lying, and then treat you like you're the criminal, and then you about to go to jail. That happened with the Freemason that raped me. And when I went to deal with the, domestic violence, I mean the rape clinic or whatever, and yeah, like when you're dealing with like the rape treatment center in Santa Monica, a lady named Corey, Corye Goodman, she ought to be called Bad Woman. Corey Goodman. She I think she was an abusive narcissistic perp too, because she ended up defending the rapist. And I almost went to jail by all the stuff that happened to me. That's like when I would get suspended for being bullied at school, or my twin sister would get suspended for being bullied at school. And then the foster home was a broken home, and we were manipulated to be against each other. So in foster care, the foster mom didn't give a damn. She was just about money. So, and then we weren't even taught to stick up for each other when other people, outsiders, do shit to us. So, but then what were we supposed to do if the foster family was oppressing and, stomping the shit out of us and beating on us and everything, like handle us treat us like a rag doll at 8 years old and shit like that. I mean, more like 9 years old. So, let's see. After Greenville, South Carolina for a year, then I dealt with a brief homeless moment. After I couldn't live with Ramona, her house had trillions of roaches, and then I ended up in at the Salvation Army shelter in New Orleans, and then for a couple of nights, and they bullied me and ganged up on me. And then I finally got my Section 8 place to live in Jefferson, Louisiana, what they call Shrewsbury neighborhood. And then after that, I almost died living there. And then I moved back to Gretna and lived there for like a month. And then, even in 2017, I felt afraid that I was going to have to face homelessness because of the attacks being too bad. And I didn't realize it was directed energy weapon attacks, even though I used to read up about this stuff. But it didn't click in my head that it was happening to me until 2019. Janine Triumphant Individual. I don't even know. Well, I don't want to say that, but she took all her videos down and we don't hear from her no more. But I hope she didn't sell out. But people used back then, even in 2019, people used to say that she was fake and a perp or whatever. But her videos were the videos. I wish I would have saved them too, and I can't even get any Wayback Machine or nothing. But her videos were the videos that woke me up fully about myself being targeted. I'm like, oh, this like really what happened to me, because I was even like, because every time I Google searched in 2015, 16, whatever, 17, I would Google search, like wondering, why is my body vibrating every night? I didn't realize they were radiating and burning me. And even in Los Angeles, I had a lot of attacks. Like, I would wake up with bruises on me and not even realize it. I mean, not even realize that I was being hit with weapons. I used to have weird stuff happening to me. and I, as I said, I used to go to sleep and then wake up with all the cabinets in my house open, or I would go to the library and then come back and my doors wide, all the doors wide open. I know I didn't do it. I closed and locked the damn doors. Like, what the hell? Weird shit going on. And then perp neighbors entering in and out of my gate and on purpose and causing me distress. And I'm like, y'all call yourselves Christian and y'all doing this? I mean, I had to deal. I also a smushed, decayed, dead bird right on my doorstep. And I mean, all this didn't even click in. I didn't even realize, hey, this gang stalking. Or I mean, to Google search what's with this cruel stuff. And my mail used to be opened. They used to open my mail. The mail carriers used to treat me real mean for no reason. And so I've been homeless with no permanent real address, no permanent home since July 31st, 2018. And that was when my chronic permanent homeless journey began. And instead of helping me get a quiet place free from harassment, targeting, torture, whatever, oh no, I get criminalized and kicked out of and banned from here and there just to try to use the doggone bathroom. Getting wrongfully kicked out of and banned from Harrah's, downtown New Orleans, and Sheraton, and the Marriott at 555 West Canal. 555 Canal Street. What am I saying? 555 Canal Street, that Marriott hotel. And I even, when I had a place to live, I did temp service work at that hotel before. Like with the conventions and stuff like that, and conferences. So when they wrongfully banned me and kicked me out of the Sheraton for trying to use the bathroom, they had they kicked me out and banned me, and then narcissistically lectured me, telling me there were 6 cameras watching you. And it was a black dude too. And I called him all kinds of Masonic satanic sellouts all to his face, telling me about 6 cameras watching me. Why 6 watching me? And it was a white security guard that was an abusive, narcissistic bullying, like he thought he made the rules. So a lot of the times the front desk agents would be nice and generous and have no problem with letting you use the bathroom. And I clean up after myself and everything, but it's the abusive, narcissistic, bully security guards that won't let you use the bathroom. So, to be forced to ride the bus and ride the streetcar and walk up and down Canal Street all night long, because if I laid down and went to sleep somewhere, it would be only a matter of time before the police would terrorize and harass me and run me off. I couldn't even sleep at the bus stop on Poydras Street. I couldn't sleep by shops at Canal Place. They run me off. I couldn't sleep by the I couldn't sit up in the benches or chairs or seats or whatever by the aquarium. I think they shut it down by a certain time of the night, and I had to be forced to leave, so I had to ride the buses all night long and had no place to go. And so I was, I'm still a UNO alumnus. So I felt betrayed when they gang stalked me and wrongfully banned me off the doggone campus. And, I was just trying to stay safe. Trying to stay safe. When my tax refund came that year, I used that money for a Greyhound bus ticket to travel to Pensacola and call myself moving there. And I was able to get, it took a while, but I was able to get, temp service jobs or seasonal jobs. And the YMCA was supposed to have been the first permanent job that I had, but I didn't even last 2 months. Well, no, I lasted 2.5 months. And then the ABM job on Pensacola State College campus, it lasted 6 weeks. Their workplace mobbed me, and like the YMCA, they lied on me, set me up and lied on me for an excuse to justify firing me. And then at Pensacola State College, the ABM company, they the janitorial, they tortured me with weapons really bad and kept me super sleep deprived. And workplace mobbed me, and I ended up in the emergency room 4 times, and then didn't get to have a job. Even when Alex ran me out of Pensacola and I went to Mobile, Alabama, they made it like as if there were no jobs available during the what. So then, no job until Sky Zone. Y'all know about that. And then after Sky Zone, Seville Quarter. That was about 2.5 months. The workplace mobbed me off that job. And then the YMCA partially has something to do with that too. And I don't have enough time in the rest of this video to talk about it. And so then, because in 2018, I was working a few small temp service jobs here and there, plus the zoo, which was seasonal. And I worked at Grand Canyon. That was seasonal. Their workplace mobbed me off the zoo and the Grand Canyon. And I had a few jobs here in between 2018 and 2019, either doing some dishwashing or working a convention or doing this, doing that. And one time I worked, it was New Year's Eve, and I did dishwashing at the Westin Hotel downtown, by the shops, right across from Fake Ass Harrah's. And they really commended me on how much a great job I did with the dishwashing. I think they commended me, and I don't think I got a reward, but I got a lot of praise and recognition for being such a good worker that night. So they gang stalked the shit out of me and perked me really bad with Global Staffing Solutions, and they wouldn't accommodate my disability. And Tommy's Cuisine cheated me out my damn checks and lied on me. Y'all all gonna fry in hell. I don't care if it's $45. Y'all sit there and expect me to work for free. So then after that, so let me fast forward back to I don't even remember the people's names that worked at Global Staffing Solutions, but it was so hard and challenging. And I thought I did work Remedy Intelligent Staffing. They were abusive, narcissistic perps. I did a couple of assignments with Lofton staffing. They weren't too bad, but and then I tried to they gang stalked me and shadow banned me from shift gig. And I tried to do shift gig and working shifts with shift gig, and shift gig, I think they changed to gig smart or something like that. And shift gig, they stopped sending me notifications, and somebody did something very messed up and weird to me, and I almost got arrested for something. A perp set me up with something weird that and so I confronted the guy at the parking with the parking flagger thingy that I used to do, and he's like, there is no blacklist. Well, I'm like, well, why is nobody? They're not suggesting me assignments anymore. And that was in my hometown, New Orleans. So back to Pensacola, like after Seville Quarter, what did I do? Oh yeah, the temp job, and that lasted from September through December. I'll say almost 3 months, and then no job opportunity allowed until Avis. That lasted like 11 or 12 days. And plus that temp job that one morning, and when they workplace mobbed me off the job within like 5 hours. And that was last year. And I think that was all the work I was able to do last year. And then this year, I worked only 2 days with that so-called seasonal job, which was supposed to have been 10 days. And then I told you all about that on UWF campus at the bookstore. So that was the last so-called job. And now I can't get anything here in Cincinnati. And it's like, for me to go fill out applications, go to job interviews, go get drug tests, go get fingerprinting, do this, do that, all to have just for nothing. Nothing. I'm writing my short stories, trying to not get discouraged. I wrote a short story earlier, and I put like dozens of videos. Well, not dozens, but I put maybe almost a dozen of videos in my YouTube shorts today. And then like I put a short story in there, and also, I wrote the short story, and I also put it in the community post. So then, today I had to deal with the fake wannabe Darnell Williams perp antagonizing and harassing me on TikTok and acting like as if he want me to sell my soul for $25, because he overheard me say, well, somebody donated me $25. So now he wants to mock that. And last year he acted like as if he want me to sell my soul to the devil for a box of pizza. And I didn't realize that was him. And I was trying to figure out, who the hell was this harassing me? I didn't realize he took over and replaced Alex Dupree. And so he wanted to lie and say, well, I never told you my name was Darnell Williams, or I never told you that. And just fucking with my head. And I keep blocking, as I said, I keep on blocking him. And don't, keep on blocking everything. See, I got another notification saying lightning alert, current location, closest strike within 10 miles, be careful. A storm is approaching, I guess. So so yeah. So I mean, I've been chronically homeless. When I moved to Pensacola, I got on a housing list sooner. I mean, almost soon as I got there, and they keep saying there's no housing, and I figured, yeah, that's another way of just saying y'all don't want me here, or that I'm not welcome here, that I'm not wanted. And so I've been never got to have a perm. I mean, I wanted to see what it was like to live permanently in Pensacola. So now let me tell y'all something. They have homeless people who aren't targeted individuals. And I've heard about a few people who are homeless. And if they're literate enough and smart enough, they had a way that they monetized a blog. They created and monetized a blog. They would create and monetize a blog, and then with them creating and monetizing the blog, they had enough support that they were able to not only get out of their homeless situation, but like by documenting their daily, like a daily diary of their own homeless experiences, and they monetized that, and they were able to get out of their homeless situation like that. Like somebody named, he used to have a blog called Doing It Homeless. And he was talking about how he used to get harassed by the police a lot. And I missed that blog, but I think he became rich and shut that blog down. But it could, I mean, I can still go to the Wayback Machine, I think, and access that, I just remember his last name was Faverio or something like that. And I forgot his first name, but that guy said that one time he found like a case full of money, and then the moment when he found all that money, he was able to get out of his homeless situation. So yeah, the fake Darnell Williams wannabe he's like, oh, I don't know why you keep calling me. I never told you. You told me numerous times, but I know that's not your real name, because you told me that your real name is Marcel Thibodeau, and I think that's another fake name. So I don't know who this person really is, but I hope this person will get caught, and I hope that he will rot in prison and hell. That he thinks that fucking with my head and tormenting and terrorizing me, and he also wants to remain anonymous, won't show his real face, and he won't show his real name. He won't tell me his real name. And he loves to pose as other people. He has invaded my privacy, doxed me, slandered me, tried to make failed attempts at trying to sex traffic me. So he took Alex Dupree's place, because certain things he was saying, like I screenshot some more, certain things he was saying, I mean, I didn't want y'all to get frustrated with me if I kept on reporting on him bombarding me with such harassment. But he acted like it was, oh, if you take this deal, I'll stop harassing you, I'll leave you alone. So he admits that he's harassing me. And I mean, and it's stressful and exhausting. I'm sitting here trying to get the truth out, and I have no choice but to try to ask for help while getting the truth out, because this is the way y'all forced me to have to live. So, all these bad weather alerts, and it's almost 10 o'clock at night. And this is the last time I'll get to have a roof over my head unless I get help. If there's some miracle for me to get help with $400 by no later than like 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, like 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, if I could have got some help, like help with, if 4 people can donate $100, and then keep me off the streets, and then if I can, I mean, how would I, say if I started a job, it's so hard. But see, I was able to conveniently get a shower at the fake dirty YMCA when they had new management and new executive directors and everything like that, and different people, and I was allowed to go back in. And so I would go to work, and then after work go to right next door to the YMCA and go take a shower, and I had a discount of $14 a month. $14 a month at the YMCA for proving that I'm disabled. So, so me trying to prove that I was disabled, and so then the perps ruined that. As I said, I think that gotta be illegal for you to be a man and set up security cameras to tell me exactly in a place like the YMCA, like, how can you get away with something like that? To set up security cameras and tell me exactly what I'm doing in a shower, in the bathroom. And then I figured somebody was stalking and watching me, because every time I would go to take a shower there, no matter which stall I would go in, they would fuck with the hot water and force me to have to take a cold shower. And then it wouldn't be until like after like the last couple of minutes of like for me to rinse off, that's when they started to make the hot water happen. And only maybe but back in 2019, they didn't used to do that to me. And I used to work there in 2019. So 2021, I guess I was wondering, somebody got to be watching me take a shower. Somebody, I mean, even when I went into the public showers where the women go, they even manipulated, never fail, no matter what time of the day. And but see, when I would go on UWF campus in 2019, they didn't used to try to control or manipulate my showers, but they used to perk me at the pool. But then last year, like it was starting like after the Thanksgiving holidays, was that more like Thanksgiving? No, I don't think Thanksgiving. More like Thanksgiving or Christmas holidays. Right around that time was when they started like trying to manipulate and control my showers, the women, and they used to try to when I told y'all about how you have to turn on 2 shower heads in 2 different stalls in order to get hot water. So they're the ones who I mean, well, I don't know whose fault it is that they designed it like that, but it was 30-degree or 35-degree weather, and Miss Nancy expected me to be showering. And I mean, y'all try to dictate and control how I shower, and and let me know that you want me. Bitch, are you taking cold showers in the winter? No. So you want to try to falsely accuse me of a safety hazard when there's a drain that goes to that. There is a drain that the water flows through the hallway no matter who's taking a shower. And there's a drain that goes. So how you gonna falsely scapegoat? And that was some weird perp shit right there. So I mean, they were sick the police downtown. They were sick the police on me like dogs. And then at the sleep spot, the fake wannabe Darnell Williams perp. I heard that the real Darnell Williams. I looked him up. The real Darnell Williams is a black British actor or something like that. I'm like, I never heard of him. But if I ever can get an additional device in addition to my phone, if I could ever get like another laptop, or even if I can get a tablet or another cell phone, that's the only way that I can record audio or video of the downloaded harassing text messages I used to get. Because I tried to upload them to YouTube. It's like it wouldn't work. I just have to find another device to play back the sound of it. And if my laptop was still working, then I would have I would have been able to upload it. A long time ago. So, like, and maybe after their workplace mobbed me off the job in 2021, it was either late December or early January. And even in March, I'm sitting here thinking that all that harassment was Alex Dupree. It wasn't Alex, but all that time it was the fake wannabe Darnell Williams perp. And so Alex, the last time I saw him in person with the harassment was right after I started the job. It was like they try to sabotage and hinder and prevent me from going to the beach that Sunday morning because Alex was harassing me and really bad and nearly succeeded at capturing me and setting me up to get mentally institutionalized. So I was trying to go to the beach and get away from him, and they sabotaged and set me up with a gang stalking Uber driver who fucked over me really bad. And he was Indian from India or something or Pakistani, and did me dirty. And I had video footage of Alex harassing me then. And that was the last time I saw Alex. Asshole. You hear that? That's gang stalking kind of car too, with the manufactured fake loud muffler. So, also I forgot to say before I get off of here, earlier today, this afternoon, I guess the neighbor next door that way, I didn't get to see what she looked like or her face, but her and this man, they were both white, and they were standing talking loud for over 5 minutes right by my door. And then when I walked, and he was holding like a silver trash bag, and I don't know if he had garbage or laundry. But when I stepped out to see who that is, talking so loud near my door, and then dogs barking and everything, then they hurry up and scatter like roaches. And the lady ran to her room so fast I didn't even get to see what her face looked like. But I saw the man, and it seemed like he had to walk further down. Maybe he was trying to flirt at her or something. But I'm like, oh, so that's the freaking next door neighbor, or whoever that I've been hearing. But on both sides, I hear loud dogs. So I'm sad that I have to I'm begging and asking for help with $400 to stay off the streets and here for another week. But if not, then I will have to go back on the streets. And next week during the day is gonna, it would be like a tease of spring weather and some rainy days. And then at night, every night is supposed to be like in the rainy. I'm sorry, every night is supposed to be in the 30s, except maybe a couple of nights, maybe 43 or something. And then it looked like next weekend is supposed to rain too. So if I don't get help, then I'll have to struggle on the streets and maybe even go without eating, because I can't even panhandle on the streets, and I can't go to soup kitchens because they bully me out of soup kitchens and try to set me up and everything like that. And so it's like me trying to just maintain my peace and survive at the same time. And I have like a fingerprinting thing next week, and I thought I had this job training or something that was supposed to be set up for Monday, but the girl said she was going to talk to her boss, but I have never heard anything back. And so a lot of jobs I cannot get because I don't have a car. And as I said, the same perp harassing me and making offers for me to sell out, he was the same one who caused so many people to block me on TikTok. And he sabotaged that. I almost got, I almost succeeded at getting enough support to get help with the car. And he stopped that. And then it's like so many of my, like nowadays, it's like ever since him harassing me and everything, and it's like my videos don't even pop off or flourish. It's like I'll be lucky if I have, if you see like 11 or 12 views on a video, that's days where he harassed me and made harassing comments with multiple accounts. But if you no harassment, I'll be lucky if I get 2 views on a video. But as I said, when I first got on this TikTok, when I first got on this TikTok, my videos were flying. I used to get likes, reposts, comments, everything else. But now I can make like several videos or even 2 or 3 videos, nothing. And it's like all the notifications I get is somebody liking my repost of other people's videos or liking my comment on other people's videos. But within a span of 2 weeks, get no likes or really much of anything on TikTok, when there was a point in time I used to get way more views and likes on TikTok at first until he sabotaged it. And so almost even today, they try to falsely flag a video that I did. And I'm just sharing my Ko-fi page. And they falsely said I violated the rules, the community guidelines, and then I appealed it, and then they gave it back. But I'm like, and people want to holler about TikTok being censored when TikTok censors me. So, I feel too depressed to even pack up and get ready. I feel too depressed to even pack up and get ready to leave out of here tomorrow. Dang, it's really scary that it's really scary. And as I said, me being a published author of 10 published ebooks, and dozens 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 of short stories, and making almost nothing. I'm wondering if they even shadow ban. It seemed like, I don't know if it was Alex Dupree or the fake wannabe Darnell Williams perp. I don't know if which one of them bragged about having my blog shadow banned. Like they made sure once they found out I had a blog, boom, it's like my blog, like Google will say that my blog is dangerous. There was a point in time when Google was saying that my blog is dangerous. So my blog is censored and shadow banned, and you know, as I said, the online perps, they bragged about shadow banning me. And so they think that my suppression and oppression and sabotage and suffering and everything, that's funny to them. But then when I expose the truth, I'm a bad person who deserves to reap what I sow. I mean, all this freaking suffering, though. All this fucking suffering. And you're supposed to be targeted like me and see what I'm going through, and you don't take me seriously or believe me, and you think I'm full of shit. It hurts deeply. But if somebody was real and I mistakenly thought you were fake, then I apologize. But what made me think you're fake is if you're narcissistic and controlling and try to dictate my life and tell me what to do and try to order me around or make me feel uncomfortable or treat me like a punished child with no rights. But they got some fake sellout motherfuckers that if they're supposed to be targeted, but they'll perp you. They say in order to lessen the targeting. You hear another loud car, or is that the same bastard? So if they supposedly perp you in order to lessen their targeting, yet complaining about being targeted while they're perping other people. So, as usual, I have the information in the description box of this video on if you wanted to donate to the Cash App. I mean, it's the cheapest, I guess, on both of our ends if we're Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. But the fundraiser, they take all the doggone money off. But I put the fundraiser there for support and awareness as well. So y'all gonna be seeing more gang stalking proof tomorrow. One headlight and strange headlights, tail lights, altercations with people doing whatever XYZ dirt, and me trying to defend myself. And you know, it's supposed to be bad weather tomorrow, and I'm trying to get help for another week to stay out of the bad weather. And I've been busting my ass trying to seek jobs and stuff. So what, I don't even know. I mean, I thought that maybe if I just go outside tomorrow and just lay somewhere until I die and just say, fuck it, I give up. I don't know. It's like I'm tired of being made to feel like this. But I I wouldn't make money right away, but I probably could, you know, it would be time consuming, copy and paste more past short stories that I wrote for another ebook. But I hate that so much of my information on a laptop got ruined and I don't think I can ever get it back. So I'm gonna go for now. Please help. Pretty please help me. This is really scary and I have been praying and stuff like that too. So it's really scary. I'm trying to not give up. And wow, they're vibrating my left hand. So and I wanted to say thanks. I'm not talking about you, nosy perps. I'm talking about my few little supporters. Thank you for taking the time out to watch this whole almost hour and 45-minute video all the way through. And if any, thanks for any thumbs up, and thanks for any support. Thanks for even just listening to me if you can't afford to help, and at least pray for me.